In the quiet hours before dawn, when the world is still and the air is thick with possibility, there is a moment, just a sliver in time, when the mind is at its most open, its most receptive. It is in this subtle space between sleep and waking that the story begins, not with noise or chaos, but with a deliberate emptiness, a gentle clearing away of the clutter that so often fills our heads. The story of learning to empty your mind is not about forgetting, nor is it about avoiding responsibility or reality. It is about discovering the immense power that lies within a quiet mind, and how that power can transform your life. Long ago, in a mountain village nestled between soaring peaks and winding rivers, lived a young man named Kai. Kai was restless, always searching for answers, always filling his mind with new thoughts, new worries, and new ambitions. His days were spent chasing after knowledge, comparing himself to others, seeking validation in achievements and recognition. Yet, despite all his efforts, he felt an emptiness that gnawed at him, a sense that something essential was missing. One day, Kai heard of a wise elder who lived atop the highest mountain, a sage rumored to possess the secret of true peace and fulfillment. Driven by the hope that this sage could give him the answers he so desperately sought, Kai set out on a journey. The trek was arduous, with steep paths and biting winds, but Kai pressed on, determined to reach the summit. When he arrived, exhausted and trembling, he found the sage sitting quietly, eyes closed, surrounded by the gentle hush of the mountains. Kai blurted out his questions, pouring out his frustrations and anxieties. The sage listened patiently, then motioned for Kai to sit beside him. For a long time, they sat together in silence. The young man grew impatient, but the sage remained still, breathing deeply. Finally, the sage spoke, his voice calm and steady. "Your mind," he said, "is like this mountain. It is vast and beautiful, but it is also cluttered with rocks, fallen trees, and swirling mists. To climb higher, you must first clear the path. You must empty your mind." Kai was puzzled. "How can I empty my mind? I have so many thoughts, so many worries. If I let them go, won't I lose myself?" The sage smiled gently. "Emptying your mind does not mean losing yourself. It means freeing yourself from what weighs you down. When you let go of the noise, the judgments, the expectations, you make room for clarity and insight. You discover your true strength, not in what you accumulate, but in what you release." With these words, the sage guided Kai through a simple practice. They sat quietly, focusing on the rhythm of their breath, allowing thoughts to arise and pass without clinging to them. At first, Kai struggled. His mind raced with memories, fears, and hopes, but the sage reminded him, "Let each thought be like a cloud drifting across the sky. Notice it, then let it go." Day after day, Kai returned to the mountain, practicing the art of emptying his mind. Gradually, he began to notice a change. The constant chatter in his head softened. His anxieties lost their grip. In the space where worry once resided, Kai found a quiet confidence, a deep well of calm that had always been within him, waiting to be uncovered. One morning, as the sun rose over the peaks, Kai realized that the emptiness he had feared was not a void at all, but a source of immense power. With a clear mind, he saw the world with new eyes. Challenges became opportunities, failures became lessons. Relationships deepened, and his sense of purpose grew stronger. Kai returned to his village, transformed. He no longer sought validation in external achievements. Instead, he carried within him the wisdom of the mountain, the understanding that true strength comes from within, from a mind unburdened by excess. When villagers asked about his journey, Kai shared the sage's teachings. Empty your mind, and you will find room for wisdom, creativity, and peace. Let go of what no longer serves you, and you will discover who you truly are. The story of Kai is not just his alone. It is the story of every person who has felt overwhelmed by the demands of life, who has struggled to find meaning amidst chaos. It is a reminder that we all carry within us the ability to reset, to clear away the unnecessary, and to focus on what truly matters. In your own life, the practice of emptying your mind can be a powerful tool. It begins with awareness, the simple act of noticing the thoughts that swirl inside your head. You might find yourself fixated on past mistakes, worried about the future, or comparing yourself to others. These thoughts are natural, but they do not define you. By gently acknowledging them and letting them pass, you make space for clarity and presence. Consider the moments when you feel stuck or overwhelmed. Instead of trying to force a solution, pause. Take a deep breath. Allow your mind to become quiet. In that silence, you may find that the answers you seek are already inside you, waiting to be heard. Emptying your mind is not about erasing your experiences or denying your emotions. It is about creating a space where you can observe without judgment, where you can respond rather than react. It is in this space that creativity flourishes, that new ideas emerge, and that true understanding takes root. Throughout history, great thinkers, artists, and leaders have understood the value of an empty mind. It is the starting point for innovation, for resilience, for growth. When you cultivate this practice, you become more adaptable, more open to change, and more capable of facing life's challenges with grace. So, as you move through your day, remember the story of Kai and the lesson of the mountain sage. Whenever you feel weighed down, pause and ask yourself, what can I let go of right now? What thoughts or worries no longer serve me? With each breath, imagine the clutter dissolving, leaving behind a clear, open space. In that space, you will find strength. In that emptiness, you will find possibility. And in the quiet, you will discover the true depth of your own wisdom and potential. The journey to empty your mind is not a one-time event, but a lifelong practice. It is a gift you give yourself each day, with each breath. And as you learn to clear away the noise and embrace the silence, you will find that the power to create, to heal, and to thrive has always been within you. Let go, empty your mind, and watch as your life transforms, one quiet moment at a time.